What is up, all you amazing people out there in the land of the YouTubes? Hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I got a real quick video here. Super important video, but it's not like the other videos. This one's different in the fact that I'm not bringing you guys any news stories, not dropping any groundbreaking news or any updates on some crazy story out there. This is just a quick video about some content creators that I feel are very, very, very important to check out, watch, start taking in some of the content. And the reason I feel that way, these are the people that the Democrats, these are the people that the left don't want you hearing from. Black conservatives, black Trump supporters, they're an absolute nightmare to Democrats. The biggest reason is you can't play the race card. I mean, if you have, I don't know, you got somebody like Salty Cracker or Sticks Hexenhammer, or I mean, there's all kinds of them out there that are white, voted for Trump, or they're conservatives, or whatever. You get these crazy people on the left. Everything to them is about color. It's all identity politics. So all they have to do is say, "Oh, you're a racist." If you speak out about the BLM movement and the BLM riots, you're a racist. Speak out about you don't like Kamala Harris, or you're a racist. It's so easy for them to do, and that's what everybody does. That's what it's so common for people on the left to throw the race. You're a racist. You're not this, that, and the other thing. It's all name calling now. It's all childish name calling. If you don't follow the narrative, how are they going to do that with these guys? I'll tell you what. They try. They try. Trust me. So who am I talking about here? Let me slow down. Before I jump into it, guys, so the reason I think these two guys are so important is because they don't really hold back. I mean, it's Officer B. Tatum and Anthony Brian Logan are the two people I have on the screen right now. However, there's a whole bunch. I mean, you can watch Candace Owens. Lionel Harris is super funny guy. He's got a YouTube channel. He's hysterical. You got Jesse Lee Peterson. There's a lot of channels out there with black conservatives that they're great content, and you don't have to worry about these guys holding back because they don't. And that's what we need to hear. That's what I love to hear. And I understand that there are some channels out there. There's a purge going on. Everybody's being censored right now if you're on the wrong side of the political aisle. So I can't blame people for walking on eggshells. I mean, imagine. So I'm a small channel. I'm obviously not monetized. I have a long way to go to get there. But can you imagine if you have grown it's a business. If someone took a YouTube channel and grew it to, 100,000, 500,000, million subscribers, and you figured out, okay, I'm able to make a comfortable living off of doing what I love to do and, make great content for, people, my subscribers out there and other people to watch. And then all of a sudden you say the wrong thing and YouTube demonetizes you or just zaps your channel altogether and you're gone. That's it. I mean, that's got to be heartbreaking. There was a couple of them. Josiah Rises, his channel, he had 150,000+ subscribers, and his channel got demonetized a few months ago. Mr. Obvious, his channel got demonetized. There's a channel called No BS. He had a pretty big YouTube channel, and his wife's expecting a baby, and all of a sudden they hit him with demonetization. And wow, that must be such a kick in the gut. So when people are walking on eggshells and you're like, well, I mean, I understand. I can't say everything I want to say on here, and I'm not even monetized yet, but I don't want to get to the point if I do happen to grow to that point and I'm able to bring you guys content, put content out there, do what I love to do, engage with the comments and have a great time and get paid for it and not have to go punch a clock and do this for a living like a lot of people have been able to do. Like, that's a dream come true. But if you say the wrong thing, you can't do that. And it's scary. It's very scary, but it's happening. And Tim Pool has said a few things about that. I'm just going to say this real quick and then we'll get into ABL and the Officer Tatum. Tim Pool has said a few things about it, and I agree 100% with him. Tim Pool has said, if I can bring you guys 95% of the things that I want to say to you guys, but I can't say 5% of the things I want to say because I'm taking a chance of getting deplatformed, having my content removed. I would rather say the 95% and still be able to be here tomorrow and next week and next month. And I agree with him 100%. If I have to make, not say exactly what I want to say in a video, or, it sucks being censored. It sucks not being able to say exactly how you feel. And it's not how it should be. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in right now. Those are the times we're in. However, Officer B. Tatum and ABL, I don't think these guys hold back much at all. Now, before I get into that, guys, do me a favor. My channel is starting to grow. My community is getting bigger, and you guys are amazing. I'm having so much fun. I love the comments. I love the interactions. Hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey. Let's grow this community. Let's grow this channel. Let's have some fun. We're going to laugh along the way. We can't take life too seriously, or you're never going to get out alive. So hit that subscribe button. Join me on this journey, and let's jump right into this video. All right, so you got Anthony Bryant Logan, also known as ABL. Anthony Bryant Logan, common sense conservative, and that's exactly what he is. Anthony Bryant Logan's amazing. I love this guy. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels. He doesn't pull any punches. He's very, very interactive with his subscriber base. He does live live streams. I can't remember exactly what days, but all the time. And not only, does he engage with the super chats, he has call-ins and Skypes. I've actually called into ABL and talked to him before, and it's very cool. His videos are, ABL doesn't pull any punches. I mean, when he talks about BLM, he tells it how it is. And what are you going to do? Call this guy a racist? I don't think that's going to fly. And he has no problem debating anybody. And when you hear him break things down, like I've heard him say things, I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. And then he'll break it down, explain exactly what he's talking about. Say, if anyone debates me, if anyone wants to debate, call in. I'll have a debate with you and I'll win. I'm like, geez, he's right. I don't want to. So for the most part, I agree with just about everything ABL says and talks about. I don't hear him say much that I don't see eye to eye with him with. 784,000 subscribers. He's pushing 1 million. He'll hit 1 million in a few months. I bet he's just exploding in popularity. Like I said, very interactive with his live calls, his Skype calls, his super chats, and he doesn't pull any punches. And this guy, I mean, he's a Trump supporter. Doesn't hold back that he voted for Trump. He he wasn't some black guy that had this privileged upbringing, and that's what a lot, they get these people on the left, even black people will call black conservative names, and I'm not going to say them on here. And it's almost like to them, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're a conservative, you're somehow a racist, and they'll find a way to throw that jab in. ABL doesn't care. Doesn't care what you call him. Doesn't care what people say about him. Listen, he's a super smart guy. Exactly what it says right there. Common sense conservative. So if you're looking for, and basically what he does is he brings the, some of the top news stories of the day. He does a couple of videos a day and bring you the top news stories. He'll bring them to you with common sense. He'll explain what's going on. He'll play little clips, and then he'll give you his opinion on it. And like I said, most of the time he's spot on. So if you've never heard ABL, Anthony Bryant Logan, if you've never seen his channel, if you've never heard him, I highly recommend you check him out. It may not be your cup of tea. And I always say, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a progressive. I don't consider myself any of that. This year was the first year I've ever voted in my life. I tend to like looking at things through a common sense perspective, common sense, logic, facts, and that's exactly what ABL does. That's why I enjoy his channel, listening to him so much. So if I hear some news story or read something in the news or see something on CNN, I'm like, what? I don't watch CNN, but for example, if I see something that I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. What is going on here? That sounds like it's a bunch of horse shit. And then I'll go watch ABL if he covers the same story. He breaks it down. I'm like, there it is. And I can guarantee you pretty much 99.9999% of the time, he's bringing facts and like truth. Like he's not, there's a lot of channels out here you listen to, like for a huge one, for example, is the Young Turks, who will absolutely 100% give you disinformation right then. Like I can't believe they get away with it. It's mind blowing. But the Young Turks are a huge channel, huge audience, and they just spew lies. It blows my mind. ABL, he doesn't do that. You fact check anything he says. I guarantee, like I said, just about all of it's going to be spot on. Um, One thing about ABL is he kind of slides under the radar when it comes to people, making bad videos about him and talking nonsense about him. I don't know how he does it, but he slides under the radar. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Up next, Officer Brandon Tatum, the Officer Tatum. Now, Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum's his name. Now, so first of all, Officer Tatum has 1.42 million subscribers, so he's pushing 1.5 million subs. He's got a very big YouTube channel, and he's an ex-cop. B. Tatum used to be a police officer, so he's a black conservative. Left hates that, Democrats hate that. And he used to be a police officer. So this whole defund the police, ACAB, all cops, so you know what, ACAB, if this is the guy you want to listen to for, law enforcement stuff and conservatives, this is the guy. Now, B. Tatum, and first, let me tell you, I don't 100% agree with everything he says. Like, he talks a lot about religion, which is cool, 100% cool. Like, he's a real religious guy, and that's awesome, great. And I'm more spiritual. Like, I believe in a higher power and the universe and all that. But he's a real religious guy, and more power to him. I got absolutely no problem with that. But when he starts talking about religion, I don't really follow, just because I'm not, like I said, I'm not really a religious person. But still, he's amazing. I mean, when he talks about that, I listen, because it's things I don't know about, and I learn. I want to learn everything I possibly can. And when he's talking about, for doing God's will, that can't be a bad thing. So he also breaks it down, but so B. Tatum, okay, so ABL, he said he hasn't really gotten any blowback from YouTube. He's not worried about his channel being zapped or demonetized. He said, like I said, he pretty much slides under the radar because he doesn't go too hard. He brings you the truth. He brings you facts. He'll talk about it with common sense, but he doesn't go too hard. B. Tatum, some of these videos, he goes hard in the paint, and it's good. I love it. But I would say B. Tatum is probably on YouTube's watch list of waiting to pull that plug of hit demonetization. But I don't think they want to touch B. Tatum because, I mean, how many black conservatives are you seeing them, get... all the people that I see are demonetized so far are white people. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. There's been some videos I've seen B. Tatum doing. I'm like, Jesus, he's going to get hit. YouTube's he's about to take a hit from YouTube. And he doesn't. He keeps on rolling. And that's awesome. And he said on one of his videos the other day that he has a liaison at YouTube that he speaks to if he has any issues. And he's like, I believe this person over at YouTube has the same views as me, which is very rare, having someone working for one of these big tech companies that actually has conservative views or the same views as him. But he said he thinks so. He said she's an amazing help. And yeah, B. Tatum, listen, he's definitely on their radar, but he makes some great videos. He talks about, like, he made a video recently of this whole law about transgenders being able to play in, like, sports. Like, if you're a transgender, you were a male and you said you were a female, you could go play in female sports. Like, he makes a video about that. I agree with every single thing he says about that. And that's not something that a lot of people would feel comfortable making a video about, because it's such, like, if you say the wrong thing, you get zapped. B. Tatum, he doesn't care. And another thing with him is he's got his own website, thetatumreport.com. He's got a clothing store, and I believe it's a Shopify clothing store. I can't remember exactly what the URL is, but I think I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's on his YouTube channel if you want to check it out. He's got some awesome gear. He's got some great gear. And his shirts, he's some of the funniest sayings on his shirts. And he just tells it how it is. I really highly recommend you checking out B. Tatum if you want to hear some cold, hard truth, some cold hard facts, and some serious talk about some of the things that are going on today that are absolutely mind blowing. He calls it all out. He calls it all out, which is so important these days. Which can't. It's not really happening, and I understand it. I listen. There's a lot of things that I would love to say. A lot of things I would love to make videos on, and I just don't. I don't want to take the chance of having my channel zapped before I'm able to even start really rolling and making a difference, you know? It's just how it is, and it's terrible. B. Tatum don't care. He grew his platform big enough to where he's just like, all right, I'll take it there. But I don't think he ever held his tongue. So, in another thing about B. Tatum is he does not slide under the radar like ABL. This guy, you get a lot of these people on the left that think that there's a systemic racism in this country, that the cops go out hunting black people every day, and that America's the worst country in the world, and this and that. And they make videos about him. There's a guy, Vosh, some far left commie socialist that I made a few videos on. He was on Tim Pool. That he's made a video about Brandon Tatum. There's a little Vosh has a little cheerleader named Xander Hall. He made a video. He's made a few videos about Officer Tatum, calling him a bootlicker, this, that, and the third. And then there's this other channel of the female version of Vosh. It's called Hannah Reloaded, and she's made a bunch of videos about B. Tatum. And I honestly, I went on. She's got 10,000, almost 10,500 subscribers, and I mean, good for her. Like I said, I've got a little over 200. She's blown me out of the water. So hey guys, hit the subscribe button, help me out. So she's, good for her, but I try to watch some of her videos just to get some different perspective. I can't do it. All of her it's these people, all they do is just make videos shitting on every conservative there is out there. That's it. Nothing positive. Nothing at all positive. And she's got 2 videos about Officer Tatum here. There's one up there I got circled. The Officer Tatum is upsetty spaghetti that Trump lost the election. And then the other one is the Officer Tatum thinks the right-wing violence is that more right-wing violence is the answer. She's Bryson Gray gets a visit from the FBI. She's makes all these videos. I was checking out some of them about Sticks, Hex, and Hammer. Tim Pool, she makes a bunch of videos about Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, Jeremy from The Quartering, and she just shits on these people, and she thinks that, let's see if we can find, there's Hannah right there. So yes, it's just, she thinks that she's spot on right about everything. It's just this far left ideology and this far left the way these people think. You go watch, like I said, it's a female version of Vosh. You go watch Vosh, you go watch Xander Hall, you go watch this girl. It's all the same nonsense. And I can't watch it. I try and I can't. I try to get some different perspectives. I absolutely can't watch it.
Look at this dude. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, how is this progress? Can somebody explain to me, and I'm going to show you a video in a second, how is this progress for women? I'm not sure what real human being with affections and with empathy for others, a person that wants individuals to feel sensitive of his or her actions, how can they do this to other people? How can you, with a good conscience, do what I'm about to show you to people who want to be valued and want to be treated with equality as well? The truth is, these people, and this is an example that I'm going to show you, they don't want equality, they want advantages. They don't care about other people's emotional feelings because their feelings trump everybody's. If they want to identify as this, you have to succumb to whatever they want today, and your rights do not matter, and you are scum compared to the theology that they brainwash themselves under. So you don't get confused, and you don't get lost in the shuffle, let me show you this video. Shout out to PragerU. I've done videos with PragerU. PragerU is on point when it comes to informative short videos. And if you're ever wondering, how can I be more informed by looking at short videos? I don't have enough time to do all the research. This will give you a good idea of stuff to learn from and stuff that you can share to your family members who happen to be confused about these subjects. This person that I'm about to show you is a man, a boy, who decide that he wants to identify as a girl. I don't know what kind of efforts he put into this, because he looked like Hulk Hogan, Lex Luthor, whatever his name is, Lex Luthor, I don't know his name. One of them big old bodybuilding wrestlers, and then put on a wig or something, and now look at what he's doing to these little poor girls. So this video, shout out to PragerU. They've done a tremendous job at creating short film informational clips that you can learn from, that you can show your family and friends. I've done videos with PragerU. PragerU go hard. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So here's another example of how PragerU is not only bringing informative things, but they're also having science behind it. They're having knowledge behind it, and people who are presenting, and you'll see that in a second. But this right here is a boy, and if he's 18, he a man. This is a man or a boy that have decided that he wants to identify as a girl. I don't know what kind of effort he then put into this, because just looking at it right here, he looked like the Undertaker, dressed in blackface, running down the track field, embarrassing these little girls. This dude is an NFL football player. It's what he looks like, or she looks like, whichever term you want to use. But this, you way too big to be doing this. You way too stacked, bro, to be doing this. And let me show you what this
check this out,
transgender girl or boy, I don't even know which one is transgender, is doing to the women's sports. Roll the film. Look at that. He out here
the biological changes.
Sorry, I ran the clip a little long, but I just had to show you what he was talking about. He goes hard. He did not hold back. He didn't pull any punches. Me personally, if I were to make a video like that, which I made a couple videos about that whole thing, you gotta watch. Well, I guess when I first started, I didn't really watch what I probably should have. I probably should delete some of those videos, but I wasn't saying anything wrong. I was saying exactly the stuff that B. Tatum was saying. But he's obviously got a way bigger audience. So I've been rambling on way too long. I just wanted to let you guys know that if you want some good, solid, common sense content about what's going on in the world, B. Tatum covers some different content than ABL. Sometimes their content overlaps, but B. Tatum, he gets, and they're buddies too. They've hung out several times, going to Washington, D.C. for different things. They're buddies. They're both great channels, seem like amazing guys, and they're voices of common sense and reason. And clearly, when you have these people on the far left making videos, putting down people like B. Tatum, putting down people like Candace Owens, putting down people like ABL, you know they're saying something right. That's the way I see it. If you're in a video and someone's putting you down like that in a bunch of these different channels, then you're saying something that the left clearly thinks is wrong. And generally, the way I look at it, if the left thinks something's wrong, it's probably right. If they think something's right, it's probably wrong. I just kind of do the whole opposite thing with the left. That's how to weave your way through their madness. Anyway, check these two creators out. Great channels if you want, if you want to expand your horizons on content creators out there for YouTube channels. Thank each and every one of you guys. I thank you so much for coming back, checking out my video. Like I said, hit the subscribe button. Join me on this journey. Leave me a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Are these channels, are the black conservative channels like Brandon Tatum, ABL, Candace Owens, Lionel Harris, Jesse Lee Peterson, are these channels important to you? Do you think these channels are going to end up getting caught up in the purge? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The comments are my favorite part. That's what I love about doing this, is interacting with you guys. So thank you so much. Guys, it's a crazy world out there. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time. Peace.